Yeah, welcome to MSTV. We're going to get right into the first segment here with Prince Andrew, he of the Delray Misfits. Andrew, welcome to the program, bro.
What's up, Joe? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, pleasure is all mine, just like it was when we had Big Brad Wolf on not too long ago. We had a few laughs with Brad, but I asked him some questions like, what do you do for a living kind of thing? And he said he works for the USPS, and I'm going to start it off by asking the same thing.
I think his exact words were he's a male prick.
A male prick. Yes, you're right. Yeah. So what is your profession? You could, cake it up any way you want.
I work at a country club. I've been in the hospitality business ever since I moved down to Florida. When I lived in New York before I moved down to Florida, I was working at a public relations firm. Came down here, total change of speed, got into hospitality management, and I work at a country club as a manager in the food and beverage department.
Oh, that's pretty cool. When did you move down there?
1998, October 98.
All right, so not too long ago. Where did you live in New York?
New York City, right in the smack dab in the middle of Manhattan, East 86th Street, born and raised.
Wow, yeah. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that you were a transplanted, especially from my home state. So, yeah, that's much nicer weather down there.
Oh yeah, South Florida is the sixth borough, as they call it. So
yeah,
everyone here is a transplant, so it seems.
That's a good point. Good point. But Delray Misfits, obviously, I did the interview with Brad, and I think the following day was the day that you guys were going to RX, to Dave's place, to do the interview with Lenny. I have to tell you, Andrew, I laughed my fucking balls off. And your guys' reaction when the camera panned to you and Brad sitting on the side was great also, because it was like you can just see you guys are just like, even though you hang out with this guy, just some of the stuff that he was saying and the way he was answering Dave's questions. I mean, what is it like hanging out with Lenny all the time?
Well, the funny thing about that is just before Palumbo started the interview, I said to him, Brad and I will do our best to be as quiet as possible and not laugh so we don't disrupt the interview. And he said, no, I want you guys to laugh. He's like, I want to hear you guys cracking up in the background. That's the whole point. So Lenny is a one in a million character. He's a trip to hang out with in person. You never know what he's going to say. Very charismatic, very intelligent. Like with a long car ride with Lenny, you'll talk about so many different things, so many different topics of discussion will come up. Lenny's great, and he's a lot of fun to be around.
And it was kind of funny because sometimes you see he was looking over at you guys, like to see like how should he answer that? Should he say what he wanted to say, or should he hold back? That's just the feeling I got, but. It was just the whole. I thought Dave did a great fucking job with it. I mean, it was so different from and I will use a word from Lenny, your cookie cutter bodybuilding show interview. I mean, it was fucking priceless.
Well, we weren't expecting Dave to kind of, drop the bar that low. I wasn't expecting Dave to ask Lenny how many times a day he masturbates and how big his dick is. And I think he caught Lenny off guard as much as he caught us off guard. And we talked about it afterwards. I thought it was going to be, about gear and his bodybuilding. And then next thing you know, they're talking about trannies and his genitals. And yeah, it went in a direction I wasn't expecting it to go. But it was a lot of fun.
I thought it was a great direction. I mean, you got to acclimate to adapt to your guest. And Dave did a great job in doing that and being a guy who has got some very good interview chops. But I thought Lenny was really good. Like I said, I thought you guys were good laughing. It was almost like an episode of the old Uncle Floyd show. I don't know if you remember that. Maybe you're not old enough to remember that, where the guys are in the background laughing while the bit was going on screen. There was a couple of other characters, like you don't see them, and they're in front of behind the camera, and you hear them laughing in the background, and it made the show, like, it gave it a little funny, ad lib kind of thing. But so I tried to catch up on a lot of your older episodes on the Delray Misfits, because there's been so many of them now, and I got to admit, Saul is a great guy too. The character, I mean, we all have a Saul in our gym, right? I mean, that's like
the thing about Saul is that my maternal grandfather died when I was only 12 years old, and Saul bears an uncanny resemblance to him facially. So I've always kind of looked at Saul as almost like a surrogate grandfather. It's kind of strange. My father's father, I never knew. He died before I was born, and my mother's father died when I was only 12. So
that's tough, yeah.
Saul has always been like a surrogate grandfather. I look at him and I see my mother's father a lot. So I've always kind of had a special relationship with him. I haven't seen him since the old World Gym closed, almost 2 years ago now. As far as I know, he's doing okay. I'm just not sure where or if he's training these days.
Yeah, that's right. You guys had, I know Brad was saying, at the old gym, so you guys had 2 different locations where you were doing these films. And Brad answered the questions. So it would be silly to be redundant and ask you the same of how the whole thing kicked off. But what do you see as the biggest difference between when you guys first started doing the films to now?
Oh boy. I don't know. I think we've definitely, it's definitely not quite as fitness oriented.
Good.
It definitely took a more degenerated turn once, Jay Masters and Lenny got involved with it. When it was Big Richard, when it was Mike, when it was JT, Chuck, all the guys, Jason, it was more fitness oriented, watching a different guy work out, seeing how they all progress, and then shooting the shit in between. And then, it sort of became more of a shit talking show more than anything else. But you know what? That's what people seem to enjoy, so we went with it.
Definitely. No, it definitely was a good sharp turn in that direction. I totally agree with that. Now, what's going on with the fucking SoundCloud thing now?
The SoundCloud account got permanently deleted. It was obviously reported by who, we don't know. It's not the end of the world. I have a guy who's we're working on it as we speak. I'm uploading the files right now, the old podcast files, to Dropbox, and he created a website for us. I think it's going to be Delray Misfits Podcast or the Delray Misfits Podcast, and we're going to have our own dedicated website. So nothing can get flagged, nothing can get reported. Cool. So if anyone wants to do so, they can go fuck themselves, basically. It's
going to be your audio file. You're going to upload it. You're going to have episodes the same way you would on the other services.
Our website. No one can touch it. Exactly right.
I know where you're coming from because I've had some fucking pussies, flag me and shit like that. And we all kind of have our fucking ideas of who it is, but a lot of times those things may be hard to prove. But it's like, so what did SoundCloud, did they give you an explanation? Like, did you get like a fucking email saying the account is being flagged for X?
Yeah, I received a generic email saying the account's being permanently deleted. It listed about 50 different reasons. We probably violated all of them. When I originally created the SoundCloud account, no one ever takes the time to read the terms of service. You just click the stupid okay. Who has time to read that shit? So I don't know what, we probably violated half of their terms of service. So, but as we speak right now behind me on my computer, I have the files uploading to Dropbox, and this guy is going to be setting up our own website. So we're good to go. It's just a bump in the road.
That's cool, man. Good for you. Now, so I know you also were on iTunes now. Are you going to be able to get this one on iTunes as well?
Yes. All we have to do is copy and paste the RSS feed, and they'll go right up to iTunes.
Okay,
correct.
Good. All right, so you can still get it
at
on
least
iTunes.
Theoretically. I'm assuming that account didn't get fucked with, but we'll have to find out.
And you know what? And if it did, fuck it. People can still go onto the website and listen to the show. But I think you guys should definitely do a visual with it. I love the video clips with you guys sitting at the table with the mics, and the audio is great, but it definitely, when you guys are visual as well, especially when you see like a Jay and a Lenny there. I mean, I think it brings something special to the table. So even if you do like those little highlight clips like you guys have been doing on the YouTube site, I think it's a good way to go. Now, what as far as like you're saying, like Brad was just like, we're just fucking regular guys having fun. I mean, and people seem to just like it. And I had posted something on Get Big. So when somebody asked me on Get Big, we saw you did a thing with Brad, and we see you post here. Can you post a link to the video? Which I did. And so obviously you're going to get your people that like it. You're going to get people that don't like it. And like, why are you giving these guys? So I just basically said, we all know guys like this from our gym. We all can relate to people like this. To me, that's where the draw is. It makes it funny because we all know guys like this in our own fucking lives. And you see you guys doing funny shit like that. I mean, listen, bodybuilding is boring as hell. There's no fucking way to make it spice it up unless it's like nude or something with fucking hot chicks on the stage. That's the only way it's ever going to be fucking good as a straightforward bodybuilding thing. to have you guys goof around and working out in between the goofing around and talking about other people in the industry, that's the fucking fun part. That's how I try to do my platform. I don't do the regular, like, oh, I got to go cover who's the top 10 in the fucking USAs. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's a shame that YouTube was not around when I first moved to Florida in 1998, because when I moved here in 1998, I joined the Old World Gym, which is now a Planet Fitness. And at that gym, that's where I met Lenny, the legendary Andrew Kalora. We all used to work out together, Big Richard, and Saul. Mm-hmm. And you think the World Gym, where we did all the Misfit videos, was an insane asylum masquerading as a gym. You should have seen the Old World Gym where we all used to train.
So there was actually an old gym before the old gym. An older.
That's right. That World Gym closed its doors in, I want to say, 2003 or 2004, and everybody migrated over to it. It opened up as Gold's Gym, then it became Delray Fitness, and then it became World's Gym.
Yeah.
So when we were at the Old World's Gym, where I first met all these guys in '98, the shit that used to go on there in that gym, it made our World Gym, where we filled all the videos, look like a church. I mean, that was a real Delray Misfits back then, but unfortunately, no one ever got to see it.
Record it. Yeah. That would have been pretty cool though if you even had like one or two old little camcorder kind of the big camcorders back then and shit.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
that's pretty cool though. How I didn't know there was actually a third place. So the new place that you have, it's not the same, but people don't really give a shit about the gym when they're watching it. It's you guys that are what they're watching, so you guys can pull off the same stunts. But I tell you, I saw the episode the first time Lenny was on, and he looks like a totally different guy.
Yeah,
I mean, he was like a powerlifting big. He didn't have the beard. He was all clean shaven and everything, and it was just it was funny seeing how you guys have changed over the years.
We finally have an appearance by the one and only Big Lenny. A very surprising appearance this morning, Lenny. I saw you walk in the gym door, and I'm like, is that who I think it is? What's going on, man? What are you doing here so early?
Well, I guess it's everybody's lucky day. We're all together.
It's just in time because he just lost his coach yesterday.
No, I lost my coach.
Would you like to elaborate on that?
I lost my coach because he's really busy with his business right now.
Oh, really? Too busy for you? Okay.
Yeah, he's too busy for
It's on record. Well, we're not, correct?
Yeah, we're not.
And these 24-inch arms aren't either.
Yeah.
See that? I'm weighing in about 370. Jason's a ripped 220.
Yeah.
Minus 40. Jay, what do you weigh? $180?
$190.
And I'm kind of disappointed because I didn't have any challengers. But I guess these people out here got half a brain that they don't want a piece of this. All you tattooed freaks with your gym gear. Where are you? I'm waiting. Remember, no liability. We'll go right out the back. And if you beat me, get $1,000. I'm sure you guys could use $1,000 just to think of all the drugs you could buy. Well, I don't need it. Don't need drugs when you're like that. See that?
Who's he calling
370 and hard.
Who's he calling
I might as well call out Phil Heath. What do you weigh, Phil? And you get to sleep and eat all day. Yeah, take a look at these teeth, people. Look at that. Look at that. I'm a middle-aged man. Anybody got teeth like that? Come on down. We'll have a teeth comparing contest, we'll have a physique contest, whatever. You want to fight? Whatever.
Listen.
We'll do it all. Right here at Delray World Gym.
Sickening. I don't know what to say. Just absolutely sickening.
Now I want to know who made the name the Iron Cunt.
I think Big Richard did, I think.
Yeah.
We snack on danger, we dine on death, and dead men don't make money.
I started watching like episode 1 and 2 just to try to catch up on some of them. I didn't see a lot of those older ones originally, but so now what is the plan for you guys, or do you have one? You just day by day, right?
If there's something worth filming, we'll film it.
Mm-hmm.
You look at so many of these YouTube fitness channels, and people are what I call upload whores or view whores, and they feel the need, regardless of the quality of their content, to get at least 2 or 3 uploads a week or more.
Yeah.
And that's never been our mantra. If there's something worth uploading or filming, we'll do it. But if 6 weeks go by and we don't have anything worth uploading or filming, we don't do it. I don't. I've always believed in quality over quantity, and so do all the guys I work with. So the next time something comes up, we'll film it. Who knows what it will be?
So do you bring your camera with you all the time, and just if something doesn't go on, you stays in your bag?
I did at the Old World Gym. It was with me every single morning, just because you never know. But now that I have a high quality cell phone that films 1080 HD, worst scenario, if I ever need to film something, I can just do it on my camera. I don't need on my phone rather. I don't necessarily need the camera all the time.
Okay, cool. So it's basically the same thing. It's like if something goes on, you can pull your phone out of your pocket and
exactly. And I've done that a bunch of times. And
that's the best way, where it's just like kind of ad libbed and shit, and you guys just something stupid happens and you enjoy it and everything.
Right.
So,
exactly.
So the whole thing with Jason was like originally like you were filming Jason, and he was kind of like the guys, like you guys were like following him and what he was doing. But then it's kind of cool that how you guys became your own personalities, and it's basically you guys one big group as the Delray Misfits, and I just think that's. I mean, it's people like, well, so what do these guys do? And I'm like, that's not the point. You have to just watch it. Once you get to know the personalities and you see what each guy is different, like Brad told me he was the ball breaker.
Correct.
What is your thing? What is your trait?
I guess I would say my role is to be the straw that stirs the drink. I'm usually behind the camera. Every now and then I'll be in front of it, but I've always viewed my job as the straw that serves the drink, try to initiate interaction between everyone, get this one's reaction to that one, and just try to keep it flowing, keep the conversation flowing. I go back and I watch a lot of the old episodes that I filmed, and one criticism of myself is that I feel like I used to talk too much behind the camera. My philosophy now is the less I have to speak or add commentary from behind the camera, the better the episode is going to be. Because if I find myself constantly having to make comments or try to be a wise guy from behind the camera, it means the guys in front of the camera aren't necessarily interacting the way they should be. So the best episodes are when I just film, shut up, I don't have to say a word, because the guys are just on a roll in front of the camera.
So I think when you do talk and do the commentary, I think it brings something good to the table. Now I pick and choose my spots now when I say something, because these guys, all you have to do is put the camera on them and it's great. Yeah. I remember there was an old one where Jason was in the locker room or something, and I think he got pissed at somebody and he came out and you were following him from the locker room onto the gym floor, and the whole time you were like trying to goad him even more. And I forget the details, but it was fucking hysterical.
Well, the thing with Jason or scenarios like that is you have to know when to try to push buttons, but you also have to know when to shut up and kind of ease tensions as well. Because with Jason, there are times when if he gets too angry, he'll just storm off, and you don't want him to do that. None of us want to do that. No. So you have to walk right up to the line without necessarily crossing over it. Because once you cross over it, that's when things happen on camera that you don't want to happen. You got to be toe right up to that line, but never cross over it.
Yeah, no, I hear what you mean, and it's I just think that it's a lot of it's funny. You guys you're always for his best interests, obviously, and you could see that you guys know him. And even Brad said we treat him as an equal. I mean, that's to me the perfect way of doing things.
Correct.
I had a fun day with Jason when I was down in Lauderdale for the Fit Expo. We hung out all day that day. And that was the only time I actually met him in person after dealing with him on the phone and on Skype and stuff and doing stuff together. But I actually hung out with him the whole day, and it was pretty cool. It was a different experience. I see what you guys, how you guys do it every day. So I think he's a good-hearted guy. I think he gets very worked up about certain things, and he likes to get on the phone and talk. And I say, hey, Paisan, I get on the phone with him and we bullshit and we have a few laughs, and I tell him my opinion, but I don't, you know, like just like you guys, I tell him what I feel like I would tell anybody else. I'm not trying to tell him anything differently, but I think that's cool. That's noble of you guys that, you know, he's with you guys and he's been with you guys for a few years and you guys are out there for his best interest. But what is the other story with fucking Big Lenny with his health? Because that's kind of fucking scary. I mean, jokes aside, I mean, the whole thing, like even Dave seemed to be during that interview was like, you know, maybe you should, you know.
Well, rightfully so. He had a couple of incidents with his heart. The first one was back in September, just before Hurricane Irma struck, before the Ruby. And then he had another episode after that. I think it was in December. I can't remember when it was.
Yeah.
And, you know, he needs to start taking better care of himself. And you'll be amazed how many messages Brad and I get. Why don't you guys do something about Lenny? You guys are supposed to be his friend. Why don't you tell him?
He's a grown man. He can do what he wants. Yeah.
You have no idea how many heart-to-heart conversations we've had with Lenny about all of this.
I'm sure, yeah.
Lenny wants to be a freak. Lenny, you know, plain and simple. Lenny will do whatever it takes to be a huge freak. And like you said, he's an adult. If he wants to take gear, he can take gear. We can't physically stop him from doing it. But we've had plenty of talks with him about his health, following doctor's orders. And, you know, he'll see the light for a little bit. And, you know, then Lenny does what he's going to do.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. There's nothing to do.
Is he doing that detox thing with Dave? Like Dave said, he's going to put him on a program to try to, with the gut issue?
Yeah, I think he's been following it. After we filmed that interview, Dave spent a lot of time with Lenny showing him abdominal exercises and things he can do. He gave him some of his supplements to take. So Lenny said they're working. You know, I don't know if they'll help with that gut, but can't hurt.
Tom Platz of that. It's fucking hysterical. But the thing with the cops that day, I mean, holy shit. I mean, you couldn't have scripted that thing better. That to me was so fucking funny. Now, did the neighbor really get freaked out because you guys just happened to go to the wrong address?
Yes, we got out of the car, and the first thing, Lenny had this teeth whitening shit in his mouth. So the first thing Lenny does is he spits it out all over the place. I pull out my camera to film, and then all of a sudden we hear, "You guys are at the wrong address."
Oh, and we knew right away.
And I'm like, "Is this 17801? I said you guys are at the wrong address."
Shit.
And Lenny starts mouthing off. I'm like, "Lenny, get in the fucking car." We're in Southwest Florida. For all we know, he's got a gun in his waistband.
Sure, yeah. And it's open carry state, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we got in our car after exchanging a few more pleasantries with each other. And then when we got to Dave's house, 30 minutes into the interview, Dave's wife knocked on the door and she said, "The police are here." And we're like, "No, that can't be." And this guy basically told the police that we were drunk and being disorderly. And yeah.
Oh my God.
I wanted to throw a bag of shit on his house as we left.
I like when Dave said, "Lenny, did you knock him on?" He deserves it. But it was ridiculous because the cops even knew it was a bullshit fucking call when they got there. You could see, like, they were like, "Ugh, you know, like, this is nonsense."
You know what? The next time that guy ever actually needs to call the police for a legitimate reason, it'll become a case of the boy who cried wolf.
Exactly. He's a chronic thing, yeah.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Now we're not coming.
He's just a fucking pain in the ass. But that's right. Funny, though, that there's a whole big thread on Get Big. Lenny scared the neighbors.
You know, in life, you can't choose your coworkers and you can't choose your neighbors. So
yes.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, that's the guy just might as well fucking give in already. But that's funny, though. You didn't even fucking get on the sidewalk. You
can't make that crap up. I mean, it was funny when it was happening.
Yeah, and Dave put the the Bad Boys music on it when you guys are coming out of the house with get the camera quick. He tells this guy it's portable. But man, that's fucking funny shit, man. So I definitely think that you guys are finally starting to get recognized out there by the other outlets. And like Dave, I know Dave a long time, especially when he was up here in New York. I've been on his show before. He's been on my show. He's wrote columns for my magazine. He's more of he does have that, whack pack stuff, but he is more straight and mainstream. So I think it's pretty cool that he had Lenny and you guys on the fucking show now that he doesn't really do that whack pack stuff as much.
Well, he's also tomorrow. Lenny's coming over here, and he's going to be on Iron Debates.
Lenny's going to be on Iron Debate.
Tomorrow at 5:30, he's coming over here, yeah.
Oh, that is fucking... I was going to say, I hope
I
there's
don't
going
know
to be...
who's debating, but yeah.
I hope there's going to be more Misfits on the on RXs of the world and stuff like that, because now you said it already.
Everybody wants to see Lenny. Lenny has become the star of the show, and I will do anything and everything I can to get Lenny out there for himself. Cool. And Lenny really appreciates it. He loves it. And, the more we can help deliver Lenny to people who want to see him, the happier we all are. So it's good to see him get some recognition, because he's one hell of a personality. And
I'm glad he's getting
your recognition.
I love the when you guys were outside. I guess it was between prejudging and the finals of the Ruby, and the little Asian kids were like, he was flexing and stuff.
Yeah, it was
great.
His
speedo on, that was fucking awesome.
If you guys only saw the things that happen off camera, I filmed stuff in the gym that I've had to edit out of videos. I used to have I called it the cutting room floor folder on my computer I had all the footage in that I couldn't put in videos, but
do it off your site as a pay-per-view or something.
Yeah, right.
People will fucking pay. They want to see you guys.
That's where the best stuff happens off camera.
Yeah.
People who've come down here to meet us and hang out with us and live with us, they'll tell you that the funniest shit happens off camera.
I tell you, I want to come down and hang out with you guys, but I don't give a shit about lifting. I want to go out drinking with you guys. That's where the fucking fun is at.
Damn it.
I love the videos that you have where you're at that bar, where you're just hanging out and stuff. And one time, Jason came in and he had my magazine. You guys like, what is this shit you're throwing? I thought it was hysterical. I loved it. I'm like, why are you bringing bodybuilding magazines to a bar? I agreed with you on that.
That was one of our UFC fight nights where we all go out. Yeah.
What places? It looks cool. It has like neon lights and shit. What kind of joint is that?
It's usually the Tilted Kilt in Boca.
Oh, nice.
All the waitresses were these tiny little kilts. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a bunch of those around. I was at one in, was it Atlanta? I'm trying to remember. I was at I was covering some show. I don't know, was it the fucking Nationals or something? And I've been at a few different ones. One, I was at the Super Bowl in Indianapolis. They have one there, right in the fucking main square. And then I was at another one. I think it was, like I said, it was Atlanta, somewhere down south. And the bar keeps is just ridiculous. So fucking hot. Nice. So you guys hanging out, you're fucking watching UFC, you got beautiful fucking broads there, and you're making videos. And see, to me, that's the fucking funny shit. It's like, it has nothing to do with fucking reps and sets.
That's where we usually do our live streams from, when we're out drinking at a UFC fight night.
Yeah.
Me, Brett, Jason, whoever else is there. That's usually when we'll go live, not do an actual video for YouTube. It's more fun to do it that way.
Yeah. I actually just finished up a live show today. I like to do lives, but we're going to the Arnold Classic, and we do like goofy fucking live shows from the bar. We did one at the LA Fit Expo at the Olympia, and it's just like, and people are writing on it like, you guys are hammered. I mean, just like, we just do stupid shit. We just don't give a fuck. And it's like, who cares who wins the show tomorrow? We're drinking tonight, I don't give a fuck about the show. But so get the plug out for the shirts, because I think that's really cool that you guys have the whole shirts. It's the Delray Misfits gear.com.
It's now Delray Misfits gear.com.
Gear.com.
Yeah.
And
we have shirts for Lenny, shirts for Jay Masters. Who knows what we'll be working on next, but that's what we have up right now.
Very cool. And I that was so funny when Lenny gave Dave the shirt for Logan. He'll grow into it. He goes with the big. Now I have to ask you. I have to clarify something. I know it needs mopped. I figured that out, right? But what was it? Needs. Why was he using the past tense though? In that, like, how come that caught on?
Good question. Because anytime Lenny references his house in his very sort of monotone voice, he'll say, just needs mopped.
Like needs
he won't say
mopping,
Right, but he won't say it just needs to be mopped. He says just needs mopped.
He cuts it short.
And our viewers don't miss a friggin' thing, so they all caught on to it, and they all started posting in the comments, just needs mopped, just needs mopped.
That's fucking
great.
great.
Ding ding, T-shirt idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm reading the comments in the Brad video on my YouTube page, and I'm looking at him going, holy shit, I'm just cracking up. I just think it's fucking hysterical. Some of the shit that these guys fucking say. Now, that's supposed to be enjoy the moment. Is that where that came from? Okay.
There was in the locker room of our Old World gym, there was a poster up of Arnold Schwarzenegger standing on stage looking like some kind of a celebratory pose.
Yeah.
And it said underneath it either said enjoy the moment or enjoyment, something like that.
Yeah.
And someone was in the locker room with Jason, and Jason was trying to read it. He's going, and enjoy the ment. And that just caught on.
Arnold, enjoy the ment.
That's what.
So.
Yeah.
These things just take on a life of their own, and you can't fight it.
No, you got to enjoy it. And Jason sent me some of the shirts with it's piss and stuff like that. So those are his lines, though, right? It's piss, it's sickening, like that's his stuff. Now,
absolutely right.
Brad told me that you guys got the nicknames by the viewers, given the the comments on the thing. So. Why'd they christen you Prince Andrew?
Well, I'm more Princess Andrew these days. I don't know. I really don't know. I guess because I was the main ment provider. There have been so many different ment providers that have come and gone over the years. Adam Harper, Jonas, so many different people kind of who have been transients in this whole Genovaverse, but through thick and thin, I think I've been like the most consistent ment provider over the years. So I guess as a result of that, they've dubbed me Prince Andrew. But I think I get Princess Andrew more these days.
They break your balls.
Yeah.
I find it hysterical. I mean, it's just like
whatever they're gonna call us, you can't fight it. We put ourselves out there for everyone to scrutinize. So
yeah.
I'm Princess Andrew. I'm Princess Andrew. That's it.
Yeah, like you said, it could be worse fucking nicknames to be christened. I get a few good ones with the size of my fucking schnoz on my feed and on my comments. I love it. I roll with it. I made a segment called The Nose Knows because everybody says I got a big nose, and they're not lying. And the guy who does my illustrations, he goes, you always make a joke out of it, so I know you're not going to get offended. I have an idea for a segment. And he pitched the idea, this guy, Pete. And I'm like, it's fucking great. So he drew the logo for me, and now I have it as a segment on the show, and I have the logo and the watermark. So, I mean, it's like, you got to roll with this shit, man.
For all of us in the Misfits, it's something, I'm Princess Andrew. For Brad, it's the size of his head. For Lenny, it's his stomach. So we all have something that everyone kind of hones in on, and that's it. You can do about it.
Somebody commented on the video of Brad. They said Brad's head's wider than this guy's waist. He was sitting closer to the camera. That's what I mean. But if you looked at it, it was like, oh, let's come up with this stupid shit.
Hey, listen, if you don't have thick skin, do not in any way, shape, or form interject yourself into our shit show, because it will not end well for you if you have thin skin. You gotta roll with everything that's thrown your way.
Yeah, if you don't like it, tune out. Yeah, too bad. Right. And I love it that the maniacs get to it. Lenny was talking on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it's fucking funny, bro. I gotta come down to Florida and hang out with you guys and like I said, fuck the gym. I just want to go out and have a few beers and have a few laughs and just bullshit, man.
Whenever you want, you have my number. Shoot me a text message.
Yeah,
anytime.
Definitely want to hook up and hang out in person one day. But any plugs? You want to plug your Instagram or anything?
No, just Delray Misfits on Instagram, Delray Misfits on YouTube. The clothing apparel line is Delray Misfits Gear. I can never remember if it's singular or plural. DelrayMisfitsGear.com. And this podcast will be back up hopefully within the next few days. That's being worked on right now.
And that URL is going to be DelrayMisfitsPodcast.com.
It's the Delray Misfits Podcast or Delray Misfits Podcast. The domain is secure and it's all set and ready to go.
Good.
And well, it's almost all set and ready to go, but it's being worked on as we speak.
Okay. Well, we'll keep us up to date, and we'll post by the time this episode comes out. If it's on there, I'll add a little graphic at the bottom of here, and we'll plug that. We'll also plug it on Instagram. Prince Andrew of the Delray Misfits, thanks so much for joining us today on MSTV. I had a fucking blast, bro.
Been a pleasure, man. Anytime. Just let me know.
Thanks, bro. We'll be right back after this quick break. Like to welcome our newest sponsor here at Muscle Sport TV, and that is MagicandMuscle.com, MAGICK and Muscle.com. This is your one-stop shop for all your gym apparel and supplements. They have caps, as you can see right here. They have tank tops also. He's having t-shirts being made up. Our buddy Robert Martin from over there. And they're going to be sent here, and we'll show you them as soon as we get them. They're going to be hot off the press, but they got some great supplements here. This is a pre-workout, The Awakening. The Awakening. And here we have a recovery elixir, BCAAs. I'm going to enjoy. I got 2 of those. And now here we have thermogenic burn. That's your fat burner right there. And this is one that I'm going to enjoy more. Testosterone Conjure. Boost libido and performance. See what happens when you get old? You fucking need shit like this, and you need advertisers like this. All kidding aside, magicandmuscle.com. One-stop shop. You get your caps, you get your shirts, and you get your supplements.
Officer Ashley Smith here, and I wanted to give you a recap on my first ever show prepping season. So it ended up going amazing. I ended up doing 4 shows total over about a month-and-a-half time frame. My first 3 shows were with the NPC Federation. My first show I took 2nd in my class, 3rd overall, and that was in Syracuse, New York. My second show, which was in New Jersey, I took 3rd in my class, 4th overall. My third show, which was in Poughkeepsie, I took 2nd in my class, 3rd overall. And the 4th competition I did, which was in Syracuse, I switched to OCB Federation, and I ended up taking 1st in my class, 1st in debut, 1st overall. And then I went against everybody for my pro card. That means everybody in every single division. And I got 1st in that, and I got my pro card for the OCB Federation. So people that don't know the difference, NPC is a not natural competition, and OCB is an all natural competition. So with OCB, I had to take a polygraph test. It was about banned substances, steroids, lying, deceit. There were a lot of questions on that polygraph that I was actually kind of like, I don't really know how this relates to bodybuilding, but they were on there. But super easy past that. And then the 3 people that got their pro card, we all had to also then take a P test, which got sent in to make sure that there was nothing in your system whatsoever. So I passed all that. I got my pro card. I got it in the mail. I'm sure you guys saw that I posted it a little while ago. So super, super exciting. That means that I can compete this coming spring at nationals, and hopefully I can take home some cash money. For NPC, I am nationally qualified. So again, that's a non-natural competition. I'm nationally qualified, which means the next competition that I will do, I can still continue to compete in amateur, but if I'm nationally qualified, so I now can go to nationals and try to compete for my pro card for NPC, which my coach and I laugh about it because I'm gonna get my NPC pro card this year, and I am not going to stop competing this year. I'm starting spring. I'll keep going throughout the whole summer if I have to until I get it. That's what's going to happen. And I will be very happy to send you another video after this for my second season to tell you when I get my pro card, because it's not if I will get it, it's when I will get it. I've really found my true passion with this sport. I started off doing this on a dare, and I wish I knew which follower it was that had ended up daring me, because I would love to thank them, because I never thought that I could do this, and now I'm absolutely engulfed in it. It's an obsession, it's a lifestyle change, and I just love it. I love the camaraderie. I love how good you feel about yourself as a person. You feel so empowered, and it's amazing what your body can turn into, what your mind, how strong your mind is, because it definitely does play with your mind, it plays with your emotions, but to just watch your own transformation is the most amazing thing I have ever experienced. And I will tell you, when I go to compete, at these competitions, I'm very nice to everybody, I'm very humble. I go up there because I'm competing against myself. It's me that's up there that's competing with the body that I had the last show that I did. And that's kind of how I look at it. Every time I go up there is whatever happens, happens. Whatever place I get, as long as I know that I've worked as hard as I can and I'm putting my best out here and I'm having fun and I still love it, then the cards and chips will fall wherever they may. But I'm competing with myself, and watching that transformation and watching the package that I'm able to bring each time, that's what it does it for me. I love it. And all I see now is this is my new life, and I'm happy, and I'm going to keep doing it until I'm no longer happy doing it, which I hope never happens, because it is so much fun and I love doing it. And y'all know, especially any cops that are listening to this, we don't really get a chance to dress up as much, especially females, So the chance that I get to dress up and be glamorous, I've never done that. And now I'm 30 years old and I just started doing it and I love it. It's fun. Trust me, I still love me some sweatpants and hoodies, and that's 99% of the time what I'm wearing is either gym clothes, a work uniform, or sweatpants and a sweatshirt. But every once in a while, I love to dress up, and it's nice and it's fun to do that. So I love shows, and my first season was amazing. I couldn't have asked for anything better. It did not turn out the way I thought it was going to. It turned out, it exceeded my expectations. So I'm just going to keep pressing forward, and wish me luck on this upcoming spring, which will be my second show season. Thanks guys for listening. Officer Ashley Smith here.
Roll call for the upcoming Arnold Classic, March 1st through the 4th in Columbus, Ohio. Just send to joe@musclesportmag.com your name and cell phone number. We will add you to the group text chat. We did this at the Olympia, and it worked out really well. We let everybody know where we are because we want to get you in our photos, videos, and be part of our live shows that we'll be doing from the expo in the daytime, and then in the night, we're going to be doing it from the bars down there. So we check it out. We did that at the Olympia, like I said, and we used the photos for the current issue. Next issue, we'll have the LA Fit Expo, and the one after that, you might even be in it at the Arnold Classic. Just email me your name and cell, joe@musclesportmag.com, and we'll see you in Ohio.
Jerry Ward here with Primeval Labs, and we're here at the 2018 LA Fit Expo, and you're watching Muscle Sport Magazine. Bam.
That's going to do it for this episode of MSTV. Thanks once again to Prince Andrew of the Delray Misfits for joining us. Definitely got to talk to those guys. I want to get more and more Delray Misfits on MSTV. Definitely want to get Big Lenny, Big Richard and those guys involved. Jay Masters, the whole fucking crew. I got to go down there and just fucking do like a month's worth of interviews and just carpet bomb MSTV with Delray Misfits stuff, because those guys are a fucking pisser. And I'm definitely enjoying having them as guests on this show. We have some cool shit ahead. Big Frank's going to be joining us on a future episode. Kevin the Hulk Washington as well. Kat Secor also. We got some good stuff ahead coming to you. And of course, our Arnold Classic coverage live from Columbus, Ohio. We'll be doing some live shows from there. We're going to be walking the expo. We're going to be hanging out at the bars at night and fucking chilling with the MSM fam. Don't fuck with the fam. We'll see you guys in 1 week.